While the crew battles kobolds deep beneath the fishery, they are notably without their friendly neighborhood ratman. This is the story of why. Welcome to Remy's Revolution. Last we saw Remy was right after the fight with the Cinder Rat under the Otari fishery. Remy, while Oberyn and Petra were just knocked out cold, Remy said, "You know what? My lungs are full of smoke right now.
And not the fun kind.
Yeah,
Hashtag
and not
420.
I hate you. I'm gonna go back to the surface and see if I can find Nyx so that she can help these people because I can't, and I'm gonna get fresh air." So Remy went back up, met Nyx halfway, told her where everyone was, and currently, Remy, you have just gotten back to the trap door in the fishery.
I've gone back to the trapdoor in the fishery.
indeed.
Okay, so I'm at the trapdoor, right?
Yes,
I
indeed.
guess I can
No.
go out of the trapdoor.
You can indeed. Remy, you pop open the trapdoor. Well, more accurately, you knock on the trapdoor, and you are let out at harpoon point.
Harpoon point?
Yeah, because they don't know what's on the other side. For all they know, it could be whatever's stealing the fish trying to get up. So the
What's
fishers
harpoon? Do you
they-
mean like the point of a harpoon, or is
Yeah.
that a location?
harpoon point, like the point of a harpoon.
Okay, so like
They
someone
have harpoons and they're pointing
at me
harpoons
now.
at you when you come out. But then when they notice it's you, they let you out. And, you know, the owner of the fishery, Tamily, she just looks at you. "Okay, I'm assuming that the rest of the group is not with you because either they're dead or the job's not done yet, or both."
No. They're screwing around. Half of them are lying on the ground with half their brains caved in or some shit. I don't know. I could barely see. I am asphyxiating on smoke. I need some air.
Okay,
So,
yes, you'd better
I'm
go
doing that right now.
outside. Yes. And so you make your way out of the fishery and into the Otari evening. It's around a little past 4:30 at this point. Now, with all the time you've spent in Otari at this point, you would have all the time. This is still day 2 in game
That is
of your
insane
adventure.
to me.
But you've become accustomed to the sound of the Otari market in your time here. However, you realize as you step out and take a breath and make a Constitution save, please, to try to get this sickness out of you.
Constitution? Jesus.
Fortitude save. Fortitude save.
Fortitude. Okay. Fortitude. So that's a 20 plus 5. Let's see. That's a 12. I'm sorry, I can't see that well. Let's see. 12 plus 5, so 17.
17? Alright, you managed to retch the smoke out. So you can go ahead and remove the sickened condition from your
I
character.
don't even. Oh, here we go.
Under the effects
should I just-
tab. There you go, you did it.
It's gone. I'm not sick anymore. I'm healthy.
After you finish vomiting out this smoke.
No.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
I I exhale it in a very cool and teenage-like fashion, as
Remy,
though I have experienced worse.
Remy, in a very cool and teenage fashion, specifically to impress the pair of fishermen on their way past you into the fishery. You do your best to exhale this in the classiest way possible. What you didn't expect was for there to be so much ash in your lungs as well as the smoke. So you get a bit of ash dribbling down your chin, which is significantly less badass. But as you sort of collect yourself, wipe the ash and spittle off your chin, you realize that the market sounds aren't what you've come accustomed to. You don't hear the bustling sounds of shopkeepers calling out their wares, or just in general, you don't hear the sound of a crowd. Right now, you just hear one extremely loud yelling voice.
Oh, fuck that. I run in the other direction. I'm kidding.
Oh, come on!
Okay, no, I go towards it, see what the hell's going on.
For the record, that's the part in my notes where I wrote, if he doesn't go to investigate, unsubtly call him a dumbass. So.
Yeah, no, I know a nudge when I see one.
Jacob knows a plot hook.
Yeah, I know a plot hook when I see one.
So, Remy, as you get closer and closer to the market, the shouting becomes more and more clear. It definitely is just one man shouting. And you can't quite make out what he's saying until you get like right to the crowd. Because there's a crowd gathered. It's like everyone in the market has just sort of spread out around the sides. And as you sort of gently push your way through, you see that the man shouting is a human man with mutton chops, and, well, you think he would normally be wearing a bowler cap, judging that there's one on the ground directly next to him that he seems to have stomped on. But, you know, the bowler hat would usually cover his shiny, balding head. But currently, he is screaming at the top of his lungs, while it looks like a few shopkeepers are trying to calm him down. And he's just shrieking out, "No! You stupid bastards! He's back! Clearly he's back and he's taunting me! That sick fuck is around here!" He whips around with his eyes absolutely wild until he spots you. He points, fire in his eyes. You show up with your hybrid self roaming about town, and suddenly this fucking happens. Where the fuck is Joel? Or maybe you are Joel. And he begins rapidly approaching you until a portly shopkeeper with a glorious handlebar mustache gets in between him and you. Kileno, let's stop and take a breath, okay? I recognize this one. He's a friend of Rin, okay? You trust Rin, right? The screaming man, who you now know is named Kileno, slows down and starts to breathe a little more deeply, though his breaths are still fairly shaky. Market's closed. Everyone get out and go home. Murmurs run throughout the crowd as an elf dressed in a hunter's gambeson with a quiver on his back approaches Kileno. Kileno, you can't just close down the market. We're at our busiest hour. We'd be losing a huge... I don't fucking care, Dolmus. For all I know. He's cut off by the portly shopkeeper. Okay, my friend, let us get you home and get you to bed, alright? Kileno mutters as he's led away. The elf begins pacing frantically as the crowd disperses. As quiet sets in, you can hear the elf saying, I can't lose today's catch. I can't lose today's catch. They'll run me out of business and force me back into the camps. I can't go back to the camps.
Camps?
Yes, the lumber camps.
The lumber camps.
The lumber camps for Turtle Timber. I used to work for Turtle Timber. Not good. Not a good place to work for.
Sounds like it. Is this a voluntary camp or an involuntary camp?
It's a job, and really it's voluntary in the sense that you technically have to sign up to do it, but nobody does it unless they're absolutely desperate.
Okay, I get where this is going. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good, mate. Who is it that you said you worked for?
I worked for Turtle Timber.
Turtle Timber?
Yes.
Okay, so he works for Turtle Timber.
Yes.
Super fucked up company, I can tell. Was this like a company town that she had to live in?
No, it's a logging camp. So basically, like every month, you would get in a cart and they'd take you off into the forest, and you'd cut timber for another month, and then they'd bring you back.
So
to
like,
here,
you work...
this is based. Turtle Timber is based here in Otari.
They're based here.
Yes.
Well, my. How did they? Let me ask you something, buddy. How did they get away with such unsavory business practices?
He shakes his head. I really don't. I don't know. The man who owns the company, Rab Turtle, is a very unpleasant man with a lot of money in his pockets that can easily go into other people's pockets. Most of the camps are staffed by mercenaries when it comes to security. And the pay just keeps going down. And because you're there for an entire month, you have to buy your food from them. They basically trap you in for an entire month while you're working, so all of your wages go back to the company.
You have to pay rent there too?
Yes.
Okay then. All right. Well, how about I'm like confused on like where you want me to go with this right now. Do you want me to like just go straight to the company, or do you want me to like start talking to employees?
I mean,
I'll start talking to employees.
You've got an employee right here.
I've got an employee right here, but one employee story isn't enough. You got to get a bunch of them, and you got to get a bunch of them to agree on the same point.
You gotta ask him.
Yeah. Let me ask you, buddy. How many people do you think work in these camps at a time?
It's got to be at least 50 at a time. There's a group
50 at a time.
There's a group out there now. They're not going to be back for a few weeks. They just left a few days ago, and that's really all the employees they've got right now, at least in that camp. But
So you told me earlier that you would work there for about a month and then you get a month off. Are there any
Oh, you wouldn't get a month off. You'd get back to town and then you'd have no money, so you'd basically be forced to get right back on the cart in a few days.
Okay. I see.
I'm very lucky that I was somewhat forced to learn how to hunt to avoid starvation. So I was able to start a business, but if I lose my business, I swear it's like it's like Turtle's got pouches in his pocket. It's seriously, it's like all of the game around Otari has been poached away, so that we'll buy his imported goods. Most things in town are so expensive because Rab is jacking up the prices of imported goods. Look,
I have plenty of experience with over expensive goods.
right? Look,
Plenty of experience
there
with
is no
overpriced
reason.
goods.
There is no reason that a coil of rope should cost as much as it does. It's something
Right?
that everyone needs, and they're so expensive, and it's because of Reb Chittle.
They're so expensive, it's ridiculous.
It is entirely because of Reb Chittle.
It's because of Rem Churtle. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Well, I don't know if I'd quite go that dramatic, but his house is in town.
Well, I'm gonna have a chat with him at least. Let me ask you something, buddy. How many people in this town are either current or former employees of Churtle that are in the town right now, not in the camps? I cannot find the camps.
Well, that's tough. Most people kind of don't get to leave, and if they do, oftentimes they'll either leave Otari entirely, or they sometimes will go to one of the other lumber companies. But that's rare. Most of the time they'll just leave Otari outright.
Righty right then. Do you know where the camp is?
No. It
don't?
changes every month.
Oh, it changes every month. That's a good fucking answer.
Also,
Fucking
these
twat.
are like days out of town by cart. It would take you even longer to get there on foot. I'm assuming you don't have a horse, considering you aren't walking with it right now.
Cameron, I cannot tell what fucking accent you're going for with this guy.
Don't worry about it.
It sounds like if somebody somehow managed to like sound Welsh, British, Scottish, and Irish all at the same time. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Keep it up. Anyways. Anyways, so what can you tell me about life in these camps?
It's not particularly good. And like I said, you've got to pay rent, you've got to pay for food, and the pay is only around 14 silver a week. So most people end up getting very close to starvation, and they want you to do that so that you'll go into debt and take out loans.
It was a few what a week?
14 silver.
14 silver a week. Oh
14 silver
God.
a week.
Oh my fucking God.
And well, like I said, I nearly starved, and I didn't want to go into debt, so I am, or at least not more debt. I'm still technically in debt, but I learned to hunt. I learned to find wild game, and I managed to save enough that on my return trip, I had enough to start a small market stall, and didn't have to get back on the cart.
Good on you, buddy. I'm glad that you were able to make it out of there. Tell me again, could you point me in the direction of this company's headquarters?
The company's headquarters is... Hold on, let me put you on the Otari map.
Yes, please do that.
Yes.
Oh, man.
You should be able to see it now.
I can see it
Currently,
now.
you are here.
I see a city. Where am I? I still have the game pot. There we go.
You are currently there.
On the market, right.
This. He points over to a large 3-story house over by the cliff.
Oh, cool. So, like, the biggest house in the thingamajiggy.
Not quite the biggest. I would say the mayor's house is slightly bigger. And the, well, Inkelhout's manor is also probably a little bit bigger. Maybe not as tall, but, yes.
Okie dokie then. Thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna see to it that you guys are giving your fair share here.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna have a little chat, little friendly little chat, discussion, conversation, knee bashing, waging. I don't know.
All right. Are you going in alone?
Well, I'm certainly able to, but if your company would be appreciated.
If you're going to go after Reb, then you might want some assistance. And I certainly wouldn't mind seeing him fall firsthand.
Well then, come on along, buddy.
All right. The name's Dolmus. Dolmus Vil. What is yours? And he extends a hand.
Remy Rattington. I don't know. I don't know his last name.
Rattington's good. Rattington's good.
I'm typing that in, actually.
Good. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you, Remy.
Pleasure to meet you too. Cameron, I've already forgotten his name.
Dolmus.
Dolmus. I'm so fucking awful with names. I'm so terrible with names. It takes at least 2 goes for me to remember somebody's name.
You'll hopefully remember his name by the end of the night, and then you'll forget it immediately afterwards.
That is so true. I didn't even remember the name of the woman who helps heal us.
Like the most important character that you've met so far, you don't remember.
And I already forgot her name. You told me.
Her name is Rin.
Rin, and I forgot this guy's name already too.
Dolmus.
Dolmus.
Write it
Dolmus
down.
And Rin.
Write them down.
Dolmus and Rin. I don't have anywhere to write.
You have notes in your character sheet.
Oh
in
my
the
God,
biography
what the
tab at the
hell's
bottom,
the
there's a
matter
section
with
for
me?
notes.
Oh my God, I have Alzheimer's, dude. What the fuck?
Write them down.
The first lady's name is Rin.
Yep, Rin.
I'm spelling them as R-I-N.
Nope, W-R-I-N. You were close though.
Cool. Pixie lady who heals us.
She's not even a pixie!
And this guy's name is Ravi. It starts with an R.
No, it does not.
Yeah, I thought it does. It starts with an R.
The guy who's with you right now?
Yes.
His name is Dolmus.
Dolmus. It's Dolmus. That totally starts with an R. The R is silent.
I think you're thinking of Rab Churtle, the head of Churtle Lumber, the guy who you're going to talk to right now.
Oh, I had no idea what his name was.
Well, now you do. His name is Rab Churtle, W-R-A-B. Do you now have all the names written in?
Yeah, so I have Rin as Pixie Lady who heals us, Dolmus as Working Class Hero, and Rab Churtle as Bourgeois Scumbag.
Perfect, flawless. Can't think of any better things. All right.
How do I save it? Shit.
I think you might just be able to hit the edit button again. All right. So, you and Dolmus make your way over towards Churtle Manor. And as you approach, you can very easily see just these tall stone walls. At least the walls around the house are 10 feet high. Just solid stone brick, with just these tall trees all around as far as you can see. Excuse me. Go ahead and make a nature check for me.
A nature check?
Yes.
Shit. Give me a sandwich. Ugh. Nature check, nature check, nature check. Nature is a d20 plus 5. Wow, I'm really good with nature, I guess. Okay, so that's an 18. Jesus.
An 18.
Freaking Christ.
As you approach...
That's an 18 plus 5, by the way.
Oh,
so
damn.
23.
All right. As you sort of start going around the side looking for the front gate, you realize that these are elm trees. Very tall, very well-maintained elm trees. You would also know that elm trees are not native to this area. So these are imported trees.
Imported trees.
So.
Hey, Dolmus, are these the same kind of trees that you would cut down at your logging camp?
No. No, these are... I've never seen a tree like this before.
Never seen a tree like this before. Very interesting. I mean, that tells me nothing. If they were from the logging camp, they would have told me something, I guess. I don't know. That wouldn't have told me anything either, to be honest, but I just wanted to know that.
Fair. All right.
So
are you trying to find the front gate, or what are you looking for here?
Yeah, we're trying to find the front. We take the up front approach first.
Okay. So, you follow the path. He follows Armavdian Street all the way around to here, the front gate of Churtle Manor, and on the other side of the iron bar fence, wrought iron fence gate, there's a pair of town guards, Otari town guards, who just sort of look you up and down.
Oi, what can we do for you?
Is it morning, noon, or afternoon?
Evening. I would say at this point it would probably be around 5 o'clock.
Cool. Good evening, sir. I'm here to speak to your boss.
My boss. If you're looking for my boss, then you've got to find Lardus over at the garrison. This is just the area I'm guarding.
Right. So, why are you guarding this area in particular?
'Cause it's my assignment.
Okay, then. Would you happen to know where a individual Rab Churtle would be at this point in time?
Yeah, in his house. Probably in his office.
Would you mind letting us in so we may speak to him?
Do you have an appointment?
Tempted to lie. But I don't think I could get
You
past
can
a check
certainly
like
try.
that.
You can certainly try.
Oh, deception probably. Damn, I do not have a good deception bonus. Yes, we do have an appointment.
Oh, really now?
Go ahead
Yes.
and
In approximately 10 minutes.
go ahead and make a deception check for me then.
Cool. Oh, 17 plus 2. 19. Holy cow. What the hell?
You know, I need you to know that that's exactly the number you needed to get.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The guard looks at you, looks at Dolmus, scratches his ass.
Huh? Alright, well, you do certainly look to be a foreigner, so I'd say you probably do have business here with Reb. Alright, we'll let you in.
Right, sir. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.
Right.
So
I am like genuinely concerned that our audience is gonna think that I'm cheating.
So the gate opens, or is opened for you. And here, why don't I go ahead and real quick, I'll put you into a manifestation of the space, if you will, so that you can actually understand a little bit of the environment here.
Cool.
So.
Oh Jesus. Oh, okay. Oh, this is. I'm assuming this is part of the map that you were making yesterday. Jesus.
Yes. Yep. So, right in front of you is the giant house. To the left, you see a walled garden, and to the right, through the trees here, you can see what looks to be a pool with a fountain in the middle. Now, I'm going to have you go ahead and make a society check for me.
Society?
Society.
Hell? Okay, I only have a +1 modifier. I'm probably going to get a really shit roll here, to be honest. I got an 11 +1. That's a 12.
I need you to know that was once again exactly the number you needed.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That's like the lowest roll I've gotten in the past 2 sessions that I've played. What
exactly
the fuck?
The roll you needed. So, you look at this fountain, and it looks very familiar. So you stop to take a look at it. Would you say that you'd get closer if you recognize the fountain, or would you just stay on the path and look at it from afar?
How much information do you think I can absorb from this distance?
I'd say you can absorb not a crazy ton, but you definitely get something.
What do you figure is what do you figure?
Because currently you
are. What do I recognize about the fountain?
You are 100 feet away from it.
Jesus Christ! This is a fucking humongous place.
You feel like you generally recognize its design, like the stonework, and you feel like specifically where the stonework is from, and you're trying to put your finger on it, and that's when it clicks. That is when it clicks for you, Remy, that you have a bunch of very similarly designed statues at your school by a human woman by the name of Tonu Dronga. And you would know that these are far from inexpensive fountains. These are super fancy, super nice. They were installed a few years into your being in charge of the school, and you were told they were going to be much less expensive than they were. Holy crap. They took out a quarter of the school's budget for the year. These are fancy, fancy fountains.
Baba booey. Okay, so extremely fancy fountain. Fantastic. Okay, I don't think I need to know much more than that, other than it is an obscenely expensive fountain that's made of stone. And I have the name of the designer. What's the name of the designer again?
The name of the designer is Tonu Dronga. Tonnu, and then Dronga is spelled how you think it's spelled.
Dronga, Drunga?
Yeah.
Or Onga? That was my second guess. Okay. Okay, so I guess I will continue shimmying on inside.
Straight to the front door? All right.
Straight to the front door.
So, as you approach the front door,
I knock.
You knock. All right. And as you have gotten past the guards, you get 80 XP.
What?
You get 80 XP for that.
Was that supposed to be...
You bypassed a potential encounter, so you get the
I
XP
knew
for
it.
that
I
encounter.
knew that was supposed to be an encounter. I knew
Not
that was
supposed to be.
an
It's a
encounter.
potential. There's a potential for it, so it
Okay.
could have happened, but it didn't. So you managed to get past it in a social way.
Yay. Cool. And I managed to keep all my HP. Yippee.
Yeah. So you knock on the door.
Knock on the door.
And,
Does anyone answer?
After a few moments pass, hello? Can you do what you're told? Thank you. After a few moments pass, you hear footsteps on the other side, and the door is opened by a... Oh. Hello, please don't wander away on me. Thank you.
Wow, such a rude associate. They just open the door and walk away.
There we go.
Must be a stepson.
You see a half-elven woman, dressed in housekeeper's garb, open the door. Yes, can I help you, fine gentleman?
Hello, we have an appointment with a Mr. Rab Churtle.
You have an appointment with Master Turtle.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
When is this appointment to take place?
Well, it should be about right now, actually. Running a bit late.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Oh, fuck me. Oh god, please be lucky again. This is gonna suck. 18 plus... I'm trying to find the deception. Plus 2, so 20. A flat 20.
Alright.
Oh my god, what the fuck are these rolls?
Oh.
I like kind of want to get a bad roll now. I kind of want a bad roll.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you will eventually. Oh,
Oh god.
That is strange. I did not see it on the schedule for today. Please come inside, and I will inform Mr. Turtle that you have arrived. What was your name?
Should I give her my actual name, or should I give her another name?
I don't know. That's up to you.
Remington Steele.
All right, Mr. Steele. If you and your compatriot would like to come inside, there's a very pleasant bench right to the left of the door, and I will go speak to Mr. Turtle.
Well, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate this.
Of course.
Appreciate your hospitality.
All right, and you and Dolmus move over to the bench. She shuts the door behind you, and you watch as she goes up towards a very large flight of stairs in the center of this main foyer,
Excellent.
and disappears onto the second floor.
Jesus, this guy has terrible taste. He has this giant ass foyer, and it's just empty.
Now, it's not entirely empty. As you look around,
There's bushes and pillars, and there's
you
nothing else.
You see
There's
a couple
no
of
furniture or
topiaries.
anything.
There's paintings on the walls. You see what looks like a boar's head. There's a lot of windows. There's a statue.
That's a deer.
There's the boar's head.
is
I knew
up
there
there.
was one of those. You also see what
Makes
appears
the
to be
map, forgets what everything is.
Listen here, you. You also see what appears to be a patrolling, armored individual. Not a town guard, but certainly a guard of some kind. You also see, on either side of the foyer, on the far side, couple of open hallways.
Cool.
So, what would you like to do? Are you just going to sit here and wait for the housekeeper to come back?
I want to, like, because here's the thing. I'm, like, trying to figure out like what I could possibly gain from like looking around here. It doesn't look like there's any drawers or cabinets in this area. I guess just like look around and like analyze the art and the installations.
All right. So you look around the room. Are you doing all this from the bench, or are you getting up and move around?
I can do it from the bench.
Okay. So, as you sort of look around, yeah, go ahead and make another society check for me.
Society check. Okay. So society. Okay, so that time I got a 6 plus 1, so 7.
All right.
My luck has ended.
Yeah, you don't particularly recognize any of the people in the paintings or like the artists themselves who made the paintings. Really, kind of it all just, you know, it's very nice, fine art. You know, fairly generic rich person stuff, in your opinion.
So like I lean over, so like I guess I lean over to Dolmus and I make a quippy remark about how I deal with these types all the time back at the school. Those donors and such. I know how to deal with them. We'll make pretty short work of this.
What do you mean at the school? The school in Otari?
Which school am I the headmaster again?
I think we said it was Magambia.
Okay. No.
We can also change it if you want to.
I don't care. I'll just stick with
Okay.
Magambia. It's the one that's not the demon school.
Yes.
With the cult.
The one with the demon cult is Glickmachbia.
Glickmachbia.
And you are the headmaster of Magambia.
Magambia. So no, I'm talking about Magambia.
That is far away.
Yeah.
You said you were the headmaster of that school.
I did not say that I was the headmaster of that school. Actually.
Oh, sorry.
That was a very good guess.
I actually thought you did. Well, I'm very good. I'm very good at guessing. You know, with your talk of donors and such. Students typically don't deal with donors.
Yeah, that's true. Unless they have really good GPAs, not really. I'm certainly not of student age.
Well, you know, it's never too late to go back to school, I suppose.
That is true. It is never too late. You ever thought about going back to school?
I can't afford it.
Well, assuming you could.
Well, if I could, I'd probably have gone to school in the first place.
Ah.
Not very good education systems outside of the big cities.
Seems like it. We can work on that next. Go to
Perhaps.
your mayor's office.
Well, the Engelholtzes are doing a very good job, actually, with their little school for the children. It's better than nothing, and
Yeah, telling you as someone who assisted that school for about a day or so, there can definitely be some improvements.
well, of course there could be some, but it's run by one person. And considering she is one of the other lumber tycoons of Otari, it's surprising she's not another Reb.
Yeah, but you know,
Always
one
could be
person
better.
can't run a
Always.
school effectively enough.
This is true. This is very true. Education expansion is certainly something that this town could work on.
Absolutely. How long do we have to wait like this? Are you like,
Well,
are you like waiting until I do something?
I mean, I was just about to say, you see the housekeeper coming back down the stairs.
Okay, I was like,
we were
this is a
having
really fucking long dialogue.
We were having a nice little conversation.
Yeah, nice little conversation.
So, you see the housekeeper coming down the stairs, and you notice as she gets closer, She has a a mixed look of perplexion and concern on her face as she approaches. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Steele, but Master Turtle appears to not be aware of any appointments. Could it possibly have been made in error?
Oh, no, 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 no. I may be old, but I'm not forgetful. Perhaps he, perhaps he made some kind of error. If I could just speak to him very briefly
I
about...
don't think that would be a very good idea. He's a
Oh,
very
please,
busy
madam, I
man.
insist.
No, he's a very busy man.
Well, I understand that. However, the matter that we are speaking of is very urgent, and if he is not available at the current moment, then I will be very happy to schedule an appointment with him at the proper time.
Remy, as you are saying this, and as she says, he's a very busy man. You would notice a bruise on her cheek.
Oh boy! I don't know how to bring that up. Fuck.
I don't know if he would be entirely willing to make an appointment right now, but I'm sure I could take a message and he can reach out to you. How long are you in town for, Mr. Steele?
Well, I'll be in town for quite a while. However, where is the bruise again?
It's on her cheek.
On her cheek. Okay. I'll be in town for a while. However, I apologize. I seem to have caught notice of the bruise on your cheek. Are you okay?
It's nothing really. Employers get angry sometimes, I suppose.
Employers get angry sometimes. Well, that's no justification to hit their own worker.
I suppose you're right.
Please, madam, if you wouldn't, if I would insist once more that I speak to your employer, if not about the appointment, then at least about the treatment of his own worker.
Please make a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy check? What the fuck? See, now I actually hope that I get a high roll. Jesus. It's 14 plus 2, so 16.
She gets a little closer. I cannot let you upstairs. The guards have been explicitly ordered to incapacitate anyone who ascends the stairs without permission from Rab directly. And I will not be making any more appointments for him this evening. However, if you do wish to speak to him, he does come down for dinner eventually. You could probably come back in an hour or two, and maybe he'd be nearby enough to speak to him.
Sounds like an excellent idea. Thank you very much for all of your help.
Of course. Farewell, Mr. Steele. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, madam. You as well. Okay, so I get up and I guess like I just kind of waltz on out of here, of this dump.
You walk on over to the door.
Walk on over to the door.
And you make your way out?
tip my hat over to the guards as I leave the estate and scurry on out.
All right. So, as the guards let you out through the gate, Dolmus just sort of waits until you've gotten out of earshot. Well, that did not go particularly well now, did it?
Oh, well, it went a lot better than it could have, I assure you of that.
How could it have gone?
Well, you remember those 2 guards that let us in there?
Right.
Let's just say that, two of us would have ended up on the ground, and which 2 it would have been, I'm not too sure.
Oh, right, okay. So, what's now? What do we do now?
Now, my boy, we wait about an hour or 2 until he comes down to eat.
Oh, do you want to do that here, or where do you want to wait?
Where do I want to wait? I don't know this town.
Well, there was the inn that you stayed at last night. There was another tavern that you tried to go into by accident because you thought it was the inn you actually meant to go to, but the bouncer turned you away because he didn't like your look.
Racist.
So those are the 2 taverns you're aware of. There's Rin's. There is the other manor where the school is. Those are the places that you're aware of in town. I would say you'd also know that there's a library down this way, a very prestigious library.
Ooh, let's go to the library.
All right. You make your way on over to the Dawnflower Library, which is this massive, gorgeous building with 3 domed roofs, and on the top you see a statue. Go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Jesus. Religion. So, is that a 6 or a 9? It's a 6. Okay. 6 plus 2, so that's a 8.
An 8. You know, you don't specifically recognize the depicted deity on top of this temple. You feel like you should, though. You get the feeling that this is a fairly commonly worshipped deity. And as you approach, you are greeted by a robed human.
Robed human.
Hello. How may I help you here? How may the Dawnflower Library assist you on this day?
Hello, I'm looking for any information that you may have on the Churtle family. Do you happen to have anything of that sort in your collection?
I'm sure we would
speaking in a
like
British
to have...
accent. What the hell?
Oh, maybe that's just Remy's business voice.
Who, my Princess Leia?
I'm sure we've got something in our collection that you would find useful. Follow me, please. You make your way into the library, which appears to, as you sort of look through the doors, like the side doors, it appears that it's a combination of a library and a temple. And as you sort of enter through the main door, you are surrounded by just floors and floors of shelves full of books. Like, you thought your library, before the flood, of course, was quite extensive.
The flood.
You thought it was quite extensive, and you've never seen anything quite like this. The acolyte leads you up and scans a few shelves before grabbing a book and handing it to you. This is a document that should tell you at least a little bit about the history of the Churtle family, as well as the history of Otari in general. But if you're looking for information about the Churtles specifically, and he opens it up and flips to a page just sort of in the middle of the book. If you look around here in this chapter, it will tell you of the lumber companies, one of which is the Churtles. It's not a particularly up-to-date tome, but it's something.
Well, thank you, sir. I very much appreciate your assistance. I'll be sure to notify you if I have any more questions.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And he
Okay.
leaves you to it.
Okay. I guess we start reading.
All right. You start thumbing through the book. And, it's far from the most entertaining text you've ever read, to say the least.
Yeah.
I would say go ahead and make a society check for me.
Society check. Society. What video is that from?
History of the entire world, I guess.
Yes, fuck. I need to rewatch that sometime. Okay, so I got a 17 plus 1, so 18.
18.
Christ, I'm getting so many good rolls. Is my die weighted? What the fuck?
You gotta do the saltwater test.
Saltwater test?
Yeah, it's where you put your D20 or whatever your die is in a glass of extremely salty water, and if a different number floats to the top each time, then it's balanced. But if the same few numbers keep popping up over and over again, then it's weighted.
Interesting. I actually didn't know about that.
Granted, your dice are metal, so I don't know if that'll actually work with metal dice, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, yeah, you look through this chapter, this section that you were brought to, and the Churtle family was, they weren't involved with the founding of the town or anything. They came about maybe 200 years after the town was founded, alongside the Menhem's family and the Inkelholtz family, who all decided to basically turn Otari into their home base of operations for their logging companies, due to its generally good position being right around a lot of forest, and it also being a coastal town that is perfect for shipping. But they also, over the years, constructed a massive log flume leading all the way to the city of Absalom, which is where most lumber ends up going. When it isn't used by the town itself, it gets shipped off to Absalom and then shipped out further from there. And the Churtle family was one of those who came and sort of made Otari, built it up into the town that it is today. And, overall, they were historically some of the more shrewd business people amongst the families. But from the documentation that you have here, they were never particularly malicious or anything. They historically seem to have treated their workers at least passably. You don't see in the book any mention of worker strikes or like reports of mistreatment or anything at the hands of the company itself. On occasion, like you do come across one report of a cart that had been in use for a little too long, hadn't been properly inspected. One of the axles rotted away and managed to amputate a leg of a worker.
Fuck.
But that was nearly 87 years ago. And according to what you're reading right there, Turtle Timber actually paid for the worker to have a magical spell cast on him to regenerate the lost limb. So from what you're reading here, it sounds like the Turtle Timber Company of history is very different from the Turtle Timber Company as it is today.
So what you're telling me is... So you're telling me that these people came into this town like 200 so years ago. They did some shit, and I don't know. I zoned out for a bit after that. But what I got was they came into town. They were shrewder businessmen than the rest of their family. There was an instance where like a worker lost their leg, and they paid for the leg to be regenerated by a magic spell, and that's more or less what I got. Pretty much,
yeah. To summarize. The Turtle family, according to this book, or the Turtle Company, according to this book, they were involved in bringing the town of Otari up into what it is today, into the center of commerce that it is today. And historically, they sound nothing like the Turtle family that you are... or that Dolmus seems to have been working for.
So they used to be a lot more,
Bless you.
Jeez Louise! They used to be a lot more, what's the word for it? Not egalitarian. Egalitarian.
Humanitarian?
I guess so. Philanthropisty?
Definitely not philanthropists.
Okay, definitely not
Definitely not philanthropists.
Ethical.
There you go. They were much more... Yeah, it sounds like they've historically been a fairly ethical company, even if their business practices are more shrewd.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How much time has passed since we were reading this whole thing? If you say like 3 seconds, I'm gonna have a spaz attack.
A good bit longer has passed. I would say you've been at this for a good 50 or so minutes.
Okay, cool.
Which means that it's been, I would say it's probably been around 75 to 80 minutes since you left the manor.
Cool. Wait, 75 to 80 minutes since we left the manor?
Yes.
Dinner time! Me and Dolmus... I grabbed Dolmus's arm and I'm like, "Come, boy, we must make haste because this is medieval times and we say make haste for some reason."
Okay, I don't know that spell, so I can't really help with that. But okay.
Genius response there, Cameron.
So you leave
Anyways,
the Dawn
we
Flower
run
Library.
we run over to their house as fast as we can. But like just before we round the corner to like see the guards, we stop and like just kind of like catch our breaths and like brush the dust off of ourselves, you know, to sort of like bring back the persona of What was my fake name again? It was like something Steel.
I think it was Remington Steele.
Yes, Remington Steel. Remington Steel. Okay.
All right. You bring back the persona of Remington Steele. So the guards.
Persona of Remington Steel. So I round the corner, and
Yes.
I greet the guards once more.
They look you up and down.
Right. So it sounds like you didn't have an appointment. And we've been yelled at for letting you in.
Oh well, I do apologize for the confusion. I was about to say gentleman, but then I remember that there's a woman there. Oh well, I do apologize for the confusion. It turns out that my appointment was for dinner, not for early evening.
What I was told was that you didn't have an appointment at all. That's what I was told by the
Well,
people
why would you-
inside.
Well, why would you be told that?
I don't know, maybe because it's the truth.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're confused.
I'm not sure I like your tone, Ratman.
Well, it's not that you don't like my tone. I just need to get inside, and at the same time, I do appreciate that you're doing your job, and you're doing it quite well, as a matter of fact. However, what I believe the confusion might be here is that perhaps they miscommunicated to you. Perhaps it is not your fault nor my fault. Maybe it's their fault. Maybe they just didn't communicate to you correctly that I do in fact have an appointment for dinner. I'm trying to come off as like non-accusative as possible.
I honestly,
in order to
I would
get where I would want.
I wouldn't even consider this deception at this point. This is diplomacy. Roll diplomacy.
Wait, what's a higher? I want to see like. Okay, I have a +2 for deception, and a +2 for diplomacy. So it's the same. It's the same.
Yep.
Modifier. Oh Jesus! It's an 11 +2, so that's a 13. That's not good. That's not good at all, is it?
I appreciate the compliment, Mr. Remington Steele, as they seem to have told me your name was. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to let you in at this time. In fact, I was told that there are no more appointments for the day overall. And that if anyone should come to the grounds, I should turn them away.
See, I know the obvious course of action here would be to start an encounter and just deck the shit out of him.
Well, he's also
But,
on the other side of a wrought iron gate.
Oh, I thought that he was in front of the gate.
Oh
Okay.
no, they're behind the gate.
Okay. All right. Okay, how about this? I have an idea. Okay, so I thank the man for his kindness and his hospitality, and I exclaim to him that I will be taking this issue up with my secretary to ensure that they have not miscommunicated the incorrect time of the appointment to me. And then I walk away around the corner. And then I go over to Gil. No, the corner. And then I go over to. And as I walk out of earshot of the two guards, I lean over to Dolmus and I whisper to him, "Say, are you a good jumper?"
I'm not terrible at it by any means. I'm certainly not terrible at it by any means. Why?
Okie dokie. Well, that might be important in a very short moment here.
Oh dear.
So as we go over to the corner of Zarmavdian and Giffin, what is that? Griffin Street?
Griffin.
Giff-
Griffin.
Okay, I can't see that R right.
It's a weird font.
It looks like an N, but like
Yeah,
I know it's not an N.
It's a
'cause it
really
look-
weird
'cause
font.
If I didn't think it was an N, I think that somebody accidentally put a lowercase pi. Okay. Anyways,
Yes.
as we get to the corner of Sarmavdian and
Griffin.
Griffin Street.
You know, like
I
the
look
Family Guy
around-
character.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. He does make that noise.
I kind of like look around to see if there's any pedestrian or not pedestrians, witnesses or plausible witnesses, possible witnesses.
You take a gander in the surrounding area, and you notice Dolmus does the same. And as far as you can tell, nobody can see you. At this moment in time, you've got full plausible deniability.
Excellent. So I'm doing it specifically at the corner of Zarmavdian and Griffin Street
Okay.
because the trees are there, and that's a lower likelihood that the guards will be able to see me jumping the fence.
It's also a 10-foot high wall. This is a tall wall. You're going to have to climb it before you can jump it.
Oh, climb it? Okay, so we're gonna have to climb it.
I will say, you would know that.
Wait a second, I jumped onto the rafters. I jumped onto the rafters of a roof before. That was like 15 feet up.
Yeah, you're right.
This is well within my athletic capabilities. Is this an athletics check or?
Yes,
what
it is. It's athletics, unless you have a way that you'd like to try to turn this into acrobatics.
Ooh, I get an extra booster from that. Okay, I'm gonna turn this into an acrobatics thing by running and doing like those like little gymnastics flips that people do right before they do like a spin jump. You know what I'm talking about? That they do at the Olympics.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm gonna run and do that, and then acrobatics check.
Okay, go ahead and
Probably.
make an acrobatics check.
Hashtag flip the script. 17 plus 5, that's 22.
22.
I almost
Okay.
forgot how to math for a second there.
You do your fancy flips, and you know, from your glimpses, it looks like Dolmus is very impressed by how spry you are for such an old man.
I want to
but
clarify,
he's-
by the way, I jump
yeah.
on top of the fence in case
Well-
what's his name can't make it. I can pull him up.
You only make it up 3 feet in the air.
What? You're fucking kidding me?
So you do your jump and you grab on, and you look down and you're only 3 feet above the ground.
What the fuck? I had a 22.
Yeah.
What did I need to make the jump? Was it a fucking 25?
30.
A 30? I couldn't
Yeah.
make that with a nat 20.
Actually, a nat 20 would have functioned. Yeah. Nat 20 would have gotten you the auto success.
Fuck me.
High jumps and long jumps are really, really hard.
What the fuck?
Like, this isn't
Oh my
something I said.
God.
This is like rules as written. Long
This is
jumps
like
and high
the
jumps are
most
both DC 30.
anticlimactic shit.
You can still try to climb up the wall.
Well, I'm still. Of course, I'm climbing up the wall. What do you think? What do you take me for?
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Jesus Christ, some people, dude. Oh my god. Okay, so that's a 10 plus a 4, so that's 14.
14. All right. Thankfully, these bricks seem to not have a whole lot of mortar in them, so you're relatively easily able to get your fingers into the grooves and pull yourself up to the top of the wall. You're not over the wall yet, and you're not like standing on top of the wall or anything, but you are at the top of the wall and able to pull yourself up at this point. Dolmus
So-
appears to be struggling a little.
Wait, so I'm at the top, but what's his name isn't?
Dolmus is not at the top, and you have yet to actually like climb over the wall. You are just like basically you've got your hands on the top of the wall, but you haven't pulled yourself up yet.
Okay, cool. So I like look down and I go like, hey buddy, you need any help there?
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but you get yourself up first, I suppose. I'm sure I can find another way if you. Yes, I would like help.
So I grab his hand and I try to like.
Oh, he's
like,
like way
pull him
below
up a
you.
little.
He's
Oh,
not
you-
even like he's not even able to get a grip on the wall. He's still on the ground.
Oh boy.
It seems as though your little rat
okay.
fingers are very good at climbing.
Of course they are. They're rat fingers. I'm debating whether I should try to teach him how to climb or whether I should just like fucking let him grab my tail. That's gonna be so painful though.
I love that those are the two things that you come up with.
What else can I do? I can't do it. What am I gonna climb back down? No! I have made progress here.
Oh, lordy. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Oh my god.
So what would you like to do?
Ugh. Fuck. Yeah, there's gotta be another solution to this. I look over the wall for any ladders.
You peek your head up and over the wall, and
Come on, ladder.
you definitely don't see any ladders. You
Fuck!
see trees, and you see the pool with the fountain in it. You also see, you quickly duck your head back down as you spot a patrolling guard with a dog.
Ooh, spooky. Okay. So, time to piss on myself.
And that will assist how?
Because it masks the smell from the dogs. It's a classic trick, Cameron.
Oh, I see. I see.
Anyways, I'm not actually gonna piss on myself. Okay, so geez, see, my original answer was gonna be to grab a tree branch and pull him up that way. Alright, fuck it. We're gonna have to make another acrobat or athletics check, but I'm gonna jump down and tell him to get on my back, and then we're gonna climb back up. What?
Okay.
That's not a good idea, is it?
It's he looks at you. All right, and he barely even has to climb. He just sort of steps onto your back because he's nearly twice your height. Okay.
And then
So,
I turn to him and I say, "Okay,
I'm-
look, buddy, we're gonna help each other out here. I'm gonna climb a good amount of the way, and then when we get within arm's reach at the top, you're gonna grab onto it and pull us both up and over. Got it?"
Uh-huh. So you're currently encumbered by him. Which
Fuck.
which means that you take a 10-foot penalty to all your speeds. And all dexterity-based checks and DCs, including your AC and your reflex saves, take a penalty while he's on your
It's
back.
Okay, it's as long as we're just climbing the wall. Okay, so we climb.
All right. Go ahead and
Athletics
roll an
check?
athletics check, yeah.
Great. Okay, it's a 13 plus a 4. That is a 17.
All right. You know, you never would have imagined it, but having an elf on your back apparently makes it easier to climb.
What the fuck?
You find yourself more easily getting up. Yeah, you're like, you're just sort of, at this point, pushing through just, it's more you being stubborn than anything else.
That definitely sounds like me.
So
Jeepers,
I would
like-
say you are about halfway up the wall at this point.
halfway up the wall, golly. Okay.
And since he's on your back, like I'm sort of envisioning him somewhat on your shoulders.
I kind of see the same thing. Honestly,
So
a little
he's
bit.
actually just sort of able to reach up and grab the ledge at this point. So he's able to just. Alright, I think I can pull myself off your back now. Should I do that, or do you want me to stay on your back?
You said you can grab the ledge, right?
Yes.
Alrighty then, go ahead and grab that ledge and pull us up, buddy.
Alright. And he takes himself off your back, so he is no longer in your inventory, so you are no longer encumbered.
Thank God.
So, literally, a weight has been lifted from your shoulders.
Yeah. Yes, I would imagine. I imagine so.
So, he pulls himself up and over the side of the wall and disappears.
Okay, so I climb up the remainder of the wall and double check for guards before tumbling on down.
Okay. You currently do not see any guards.
Okay, do I see any entrances or windows?
Hold on a sec. Let me go ahead and put you on the map. I can just sort of put you on the map. If I can get your tokens where I want them. There we go. There you are. So, you are now on the other side of the wall. Here you are.